Welcome to my short series where I make fun of your ships. You don't want to be here? Did you click on the wrong video? Do you always come here? Did you await this video? Then sit down and agree with me and Bobby J. Gallo on some ships in EVE are powerful, some are intimidating, and some are absolutely ridiculous. And then there's the Vigil, a ship that was never meant to be scary but will ruin your day anyway. The Vigil is a Minmatar frigate, which means it held together with duct tape, rust and pure spite. It's not a warship, it's not an assault vessel, it's a support ship whose entire purpose in life is to make sure that your ship has the worst possible time. It does not fight, it does not tank, it doesn't win. The Vigil exists to slow you down, web you, target paint you, and generally make your life so miserable that you start wondering if your fleet would be better off leaving you behind. If the Vigil had a motto, it would be, "I'm not here to kill you, but I'm here to make sure you wish you were dead." So let's talk about why the Vigil looks like a half-melted kitchen utensil that somehow became self-aware and decided to fly. The first thing you know about the Vigil is that it looks like it was designed by a group of engineers who weren't speaking to each other. In the front end it's long and narrow, like a sheep steak knife that was left out in the rain. The middle is weirdly hollow, as if someone ran out of materials and just decided to leave a big chunk of the ship missing. The back is cluttered with random metal scaffolding, which might be important or might just be there because the Minmatar engineers forgot to remove it. It's not symmetrical, it's not aerodynamic, it barely even looks like it could be able to fly. If ships had evolutionary ancestors, the Vigil would have come from a long line of mechanical birds that got rejected from nature for being too ugly. If you stare at the front of the Vigil, you start to wonder if it was ever actually finished. The nose is long, thin and aggressively pointed, like it was originally designed to stab things, but then someone forgot to install the weapons. The cockpit is absurdly awkward in the center, as if the ship is embarrassed to show its face in the public. The entire front section curves downwards, making it look permanently sad and disappointing in itself. The ship does not radiate confidence. The ship looks like it's constantly apologizing for being here. I would say it's the only ship in the game that looks like it's about to break up with you over text. Minmatar ships are famous for looking like they were welded together in a back alley. The Vigil is no exception. The armor plating is thin and patchy, like someone was scavenging leftover parts from an old construction site. Some sections looks reinforced, but other sections look like they were left deliberately, exposed for no reason. The whole ship looks like it might fall apart if you sneeze too hard. If the Vigil were a person, it would be that guy who shows up to a fight wearing a hoodie as an armor, convinced that he can dodge bullets. It doesn't want to take damage, it doesn't expect to take damage, it just hopes it can get in, be annoying, and get out of there before anyone notices. This ship is not a warrior, it's an intergalactic mosquito with delusion of grandeur. Now if you look at the back of the Vigil, you notice something. The thrusters are scattered across the rear at weird angles. Like someone wasn't entirely sure where they should go. They look small, mismatched and completely unbalanced, making it seem like the ship would constantly be spinning out of control. The entire back end is covered in exposed framework and loose cables, reinforcing my theory that this ship was built in a hurry and nobody ever went back to double check the blueprints. If the Vigil was a car, it would be an old, barely functioning motorcycle held together with zip ties and pure luck. The only thing faster than a Vigil's engine is how fast it dies if it ever gets caught. The Vigil's entire reason for existing is to make life miserable for bigger and stronger ships, you know, ships that we fly, we normal people, which means it makes you easier for other people to hit, and it can web you, which means that you suddenly move like you're stuck in quicksand, and it can warp disrupt you, which means you're not going anywhere. But can the Vigil actually fight? Absolutely not. It does almost no damage. It has 0 tanks. It is designed to be as annoying as possible and then escape before anyone has time to retaliate. The ship is not here to win. The ship is here to make sure that you do not win either. If the Vigil was in a bar fight, it wouldn't throw a punch. It would jump onto your back, screaming your ear, spill beers on your pants and then disappear into the crowd before you could react. Let's assume that ships have crew members. I like this part. What would it be to work on the Vigil? Well, it's probably loud, poorly insulated, and full of strange rattling noises that no one dares to investigate. There is definitely a constant air of panic because everyone knows they're flying in a ship that was designed to get close to danger and then immediately run away. At least half the crew is ready to eject at any given moment because they know how this is gonna end. If the Vigil was a job, it would be minimum wage, no benefit, and management refuses to answer emails. And we're back at this point. You might be wondering, why does the Vigil look like a homemade glider that barely made it off the ground? Because Minmatar engineers don't believe in over-engineering. They do not waste time on armors, they do not waste time on symmetry, they do not waste time on anything that isn't directly related to speed and harassment. The Vigil do not need to look good, the Vigil just needs to be annoying. And in that respect, it's perfect. The Vigil is not here to be powerful, and of course the Vigil is not here to be feared. The Vigil is here to make sure that you are slow, vulnerable, and deeply frustrated. It's fast, fragile, and built like an old shopping cart that someone strapped rockets to. It never fights fairly, shows up, make your day worse, and then run away before you can do anything about it. If the Cinnabal is the space hot rod, and the Hyperion is the gym bro, and the Vigilant is the flying space dong, then the Vigil is that one mosquito in the room at 3 AM that refuses to die no matter how many times you try to swat it. And that, my friends, make it one of the ugliest ships in EVE. Like the video if you want more, subscribe and tell me your ship in the comments so I can trash talk that ship as well. And I see you guys again.